Hello and welcome, Janet Beckers here. This is a special edition of Romance Your Tribe Radio because it's total teaching rather than an interview. So today I'm going to walk you through step by step through the decision process on how to know, number one, should you be having a Facebook group that you use to support your clients in any of the programs that you have. So should you have a group, and what are the alternatives? Then we're going to look at, all right, if you are going to have a group, what are the different ways that you can be structuring this? If it should be a short term, a long term, paid, all those sorts of options. We're going to look at the options that you have and how do you make that decision of what is right for you in your business. And then once we've done that, then we're going to have a look at how many should you have, because if you have different offerings and if you have different levels of support, how many Facebook groups should you have to provide support to your clients? So today's objective really is to walk you through how do you make that decision so that it is right for you in your business, and so you don't need to change it later on, and so you're not going to get trapped by the wrong decision. So that's what we're going to be doing today, and in future episodes I'll talk more about, well, if you do have a group, how do we make it work? That itself is another whole big topic, but today let's get this first step nailed, especially for your paying clients in supporting them. So I hope that this is going to help you. I would really love to hear from you. Any comments that you have, please leave them down below. And if you have any friends or colleagues that are making this decision at the moment, please forward this on to them so this can help them. So first of all, let me explain to you why I have chosen this topic to teach you and guide you through today on today's podcast episode. So you've got a bit of an understanding about why is this important. Well, today, this was a question that actually rose from one of my new Attract Your Tribe Accelerator program members, because I have a private Facebook group for my Attract Your Tribe clients, and then an extra private group for my higher end members, so my accelerator clients and my Rising Stars clients. So this was actually a question that arose in one of the closed Facebook groups that I use to support my clients. Now, she wasn't asking specifically about why do I do what I do, but what she was asking was for her own business, that she is using my model of the nested business model so that it simplifies your business and it allows your clients to be able to choose what level of support do they need to be able to get their results. Now, because she has different levels with her nested business model, how many groups should she have? Should she have a group anyway? So the reason that this topic has come up has been a direct result of me providing that service to my own clients. Now, I was able to give her very specific advice for her business, to give her specific guidelines that I know from knowing her business that's going to be the right option for her. But for you, I'm going to walk you through how do you make that decision. Okay, so let's get going, and I've got links for you down below if you'd like to know about the Attract Your Tribe Accelerator program, because at the time of me recording this and sending this to you, I am actually opening that program for people to join me. So I've got links down below to an information sheet so you can find out all about the program and see if it's right for you. Or you can go to romanceyourtribe.com/AYTA, which stands for Attract Your Tribe Accelerator. So AYTA, or lowercase. All right, let's get stuck into it. Now, I'm just going to have a sip of water. Lots of talking. So let's work through the decision process. So to start with, before we even decide, should you be having a Facebook group specifically for supporting your paid clients, let me just define what a Facebook group is for you, because I don't want to make the assumption that you already know what it is, because this is something I do find that people get confused about. They will often refer to their business page as their group, or they might refer to a group as a page, and that's okay if you make that mix up. I'm about to clarify it for you. So on Facebook you will have your personal profile page, and that's where anybody who joins will have that, and that's where you will have your friends that join you, and that's what you're seeing when you're seeing, if you write something, people will see that coming up in their thread. So that is just your personal profile. Now if you have created a page to represent your business or maybe your personal brand, then that is a business page, and so that is separate to your own personal one. So for me, I have Janet Beckers if you go to Facebook, but I also have my personal brand, which is Janet Beckers Author, and that's where I do all of my business posting through. So that's my page. Now if you have a group, you can have a group that is associated with your business, and that can be, you might decide to make it a free group, you might decide to make it one for your clients. You can make it so that it's public, which means absolutely anybody can join and everybody can see what's happening. And then you can have two other levels of privacy, which mean either that people have to apply to join, they can see who's a member but they don't know what's being talked about, or it can be completely closed where they can't even see who the members is and they can't find it. It's sort of like the secret club. So that is a group. So that's what we're talking about today, those groups, and specifically those groups that have got a privacy level, which means it's only your clients who can join them. They have to apply and you have to approve them. And we're associating those with your business page because it's all about your business. So that's what we're talking about today, those Facebook groups that are closed and people can only apply for them because they have a privacy level. That means that only your clients are going to be in there. So that's what we're talking about, the Facebook groups. So first of all, let's look at, are there alternatives to you having a Facebook group to support your clients? Because don't just assume you have to have one, okay? So let's look at what the main obvious alternatives are that you can use. So number one is, if you want to have a group like this, you don't necessarily have to do it through Facebook. You may, through the software that you're running your website through, you might be able to have a forum. Now I have that capability through the program that we use, which is 10X Member Pro. Anyway, I've got a link down for you below, so you can go to romanceyourtribe.com/M for mum, M10. You can have a look there. That's the program we use. It has all of that built in. So if I wanted to, I could be running my support groups through there. So you might have that through whatever you're using to run your membership area, or for wherever you've got all of your coaching provided through. So that is an alternative. The thing that you need to know with that is people have to actively go there in order to interact. So there has to be something that entices them over, and for that, a lot of it is going to be, is there any kind of social interaction happening there in the group? So for that to work, you need to have a minimum number of people. Now I'm not going to give you X number of people because it's not necessarily a number. It's a number of engaged people. So you can have a smaller number of people who are highly engaged, and your programs may really encourage that interaction. Mine do that. They will say, here is the exercise, here's the worksheet, here's the template, go and do it. Now come to the Facebook group and answer this. Give this feedback to people and then celebrate. So they're always being referred back. You can have a large number of people, but if there is nothing that's encouraging engagement, it's still not going to work for you. So just know that you have to have at least a level of membership that is engaged before that's going to work for you. Otherwise it's a ghost town, kind of sad. So that is one alternative. The other alternative is, do people need to have a group for support? Maybe email support is going to be enough. That might be all they need. So do you need to have that group anyway? The other thing is, do they even need your support? Maybe what you're offering doesn't really require them having a sense of community. They don't need to connect with other people going down the same path. They don't need to have your ongoing support and a place for them to be able to ask questions and get feedback. They may not need that. Especially if it's a lower price program, it could be an overkill. So the other alternative is nothing. So nothing, just email support, or you might decide to have like a members forum, or you can have a Facebook group. So that's the first decision you need to make. Now, if you have made the decision at the end of this point that, yep, I think a Facebook group to go is the way, now let's look at your next decision point. Now, your next decision point is going to be, right, if I'm going to have a group, what's the different models that's going to work best for me in my business? So I'll run over the obvious ones, the main ones for that, so you've got an idea on which is going to be the best for you. And a lot of this is going to be on how specific the program is that you have sold, and also, is that program something that is done and dusted in a short time, or is it something that's going to require some ongoing support? So these are the first questions you need to ask yourself. If your program is something that only needs to go for a very short while, and if it is something that everybody is starting at one time, so you may have done a launch of a program and it's an 8-week program, and really everybody should be done and dusted in that time, and you don't want to provide any support after. So in that case, you may only need to have like a pop-up Facebook group, a short term, and you're very, very clear with people that this is what happens, and at the end of this period it will close. And let them know if they need to, they might have some other way that they can get support after. So in that case, having a very short term one is a great option for you. Now, if you have a program, so for example, my Cool Cats Video Marketing Academy, this is also a kind of program that, within 8 weeks, done and dusted, most people have done it. They've got confident on video, they've got a suite of videos, they've been implementing, and now they're just going to keep on going. They'll keep on referring to the program, but they're not going to need a lot of support. They get confident and skilled quite quickly. So for that, I have a program that has lifetime access, because really I know I'm only going to have to actively support each individual for a set amount of time. It's not going to be going on for years, but it's an evergreen program, which means it's always for sale. So it'll go through times when somebody will go in, get lots of support, and it dies down. That's okay. So that's an example of one, either if it's everybody coming in at once, you may want to close it. If it's an evergreen program, you might be comfortable to leave it to go for lifetime, because you're not really giving ongoing lifetime support. What is another option? Another one is you may decide that you might have your programs, and it may be a few different programs, but the kind of support that people will be getting is going to be pretty much the same. It's not going to be really, really different. So you might be able to provide all of the support for different programs through the one Facebook group. Now, for me, I don't do that simply because in the video program, I'm really actively encouraging them to do Facebook Lives and encouraging them to post lots of videos. Now, I don't want that happening in a more general program, because it just gets too overwhelming for people. So that's the reason I don't do that. But your programs may be that you can support multiple programs through the one community, because it makes sense. And that can actually work quite well to help you to upsell, because you may be providing support to a person doing a program and people go, oh, that sounds like it's a really good technique that you're doing. How do I get that template that you're talking about? So then you can upsell. That can work. So you might decide that you're going to have a program that all of your support can be done through. Now you have an option here. Am I going to make it so that program is lifetime, or am I going to make it so that people have to pay a monthly fee or a yearly fee to get access to it? So how do you decide? If that is going to be one where you're thinking, you know what, The support for itself, some people are going to use it a lot, some people aren't, but I love the idea of building up a huge momentum so that people are, it becomes the place and people want to buy my program so they can be part of that community because everybody hears how great it is. And, you'll get people who are active, they have their seasons and they come and they go. So you might decide, yep, I'm just going to keep it so it is lifetime access, knowing that down the track you might change it. And you can either tell those people few months notice it's all going to be paid, or you might go, you know what, anybody that's already here, you've got lifetime, but everybody else new is not. So you're not tied in is what I'm saying there. So you can decide lifetime access. Now I do this with quite a few of my programs, and I leave myself with the option that I can change it down the track. Now the other one that you might do is you might go, you know what, I know that what I'm doing through that Facebook group, that the things that I am delivering or it could be delivering through that group is a standalone offer on its own. It's really attractive on its own. You might be doing things like running training, special training through there. You might be doing video hot seats. You might be, doing get shit done days. You could be doing lots of different things. So you might be going, this on its own is its own program. So in that case, you might make it so that it's a membership fee. And perhaps with your programs that you offer, you might give 3 months, 6 months, 12 months access. And that's how you provide your support for everything. So this is the decision that you can make here. So first of all, when it comes down to if you are going to have a Facebook group for customer support, then making that decision, is it short term? So you're only going to be using it for a little while, in which case you either make it so it's a pop-up and it goes, if it's all set to a start time, everybody starts at the same time. If it's an evergreen product that is always for sale, but people will only need support for a few weeks, you can make it lifetime. If you can provide a lot of support through one group and it's likely to be ongoing support, then you can make the choice of full-time, so lifetime support and build up the momentum, or you make that Facebook group itself a product offering and then you provide, that's a monthly fee. You can go either way. So that is your next decision point, short term, long term. If it's short term or long term, is it lifetime or is it a set amount of time for a price? Okay, so that is your next decision. Now, one last decision to make before you can decide if a Facebook group is going to be the best model for you for supporting your clients. And that is if you have a nested business model or if you have numerous products, how many are you going to have? Keeping in mind that every time you add an extra level, an extra membership, an extra Facebook group, then it is more work for you because it takes active work to keep the momentum going in a group, to keep the engagement going. So just know it's not just a matter of popping up another group, you're going to have to support it. So that's number one, you want to keep it to a minimum as possible. So if you're keeping it as a minimum possible, why would you have more than one? So this is where you can make the decision with your nested model. And that will be, if I've got higher end clients, should I be having an extra group just for them? And how many of those should I have? Should I have one for every program, or can I combine my VIPs into one group? So first of all, make the decision of, do they need a group? You may very well find that they are going to be totally cool in just your main group that you're providing the customer support for your programs, because your VIPs may get enough support otherwise through whatever else you're including, which might be group huddles, it might be private email support, it might be one-on-ones, whatever you're doing with people. They make it enough. They don't need the extra level. However, you may need that if those people want a really good chance to be able to bond and support each other. And also, if you providing constant feedback to them may be a part about what you deliver, and it's going to be more effective for you to do that in a group format so that everybody learns. So make that decision. So that's what I do for my VIPs. My Rising Stars and my Attract Your Tribe Accelerator people, they go into a very private group because that's my priority every day. And that's my team's priority. They know to look for questions in there and to help people and to give more detailed and personalized responses. So we have that for there. And then we have the other one for our paid clients to support them. So make that decision for yourself because you're going to have to put the work in. So make sure it's going to be best for the client and best for you as well. Now, the other side that you will have for that is that group that is the VIP. That is something for your other clients to aspire to be part of. And so, you know, it becomes also an aspirational thing to be able to get into the inner circle. Okay, so I hope that that has helped you. I'll give you a bit of a summary on the decision process that you need to go through to decide, is a Facebook group the right thing for you to do to be able to support your clients? And if it is, how do you know what is the best way to structure that and how many do you need? So I'll just summarize that for you so that it's going to be really, really easy for you to make that decision right now, okay? That's the whole idea why I do this free training for you, is because I want you to be able to make a decision now and take action this week. So set yourself this intention. If this is a question you have, I want you to go through and make that decision either right now or set yourself half an hour or so to go through this and make the decision yourself. And once you've made the decision, be at peace with it and make it happen. Don't second guess yourself. So I'll run you through a summary of the process that you need to do to make the decision and then go get them, okay? So number one, do you need a Facebook group at all, or do you need the alternative? The alternatives are that you may have a membership forum, that you may just provide support through email, or you might have nothing at all. If you have decided that you are going to have a Facebook group to support your paying clients, then you have other options. Is this going to be a very short-term support? And if it is short-term, is it going to be a pop-up because everybody starts and finishes at the same time? Or is it going to be one that you just say it's lifetime access to, knowing that people will use it a lot for a short time and then probably, you know, just fade away, and that's okay. So is it going to be short term, and is it for evergreen or pop-up? The next one, if it's not short term, if they're likely to keep on wanting support and wanting to interact because it's a longer process, then you can make the decision of, is it going to be lifetime access, or am I going to create what I'm delivering through there as its own offer, and it becomes a membership offer on its own that you can then be providing certain number of months access to for people who are clients. So they are just making that decision on how to structure the offer. And then the last one is, how many do you need? And the lesson here is the less the better, both for you so it doesn't confuse clients where they should be, and also for it's going to increase your work. So the less that you have, the better. And if you do have VIP clients, decide if they need to have their own separate one, and if they do, over deliver through there so that you're really supporting them, and also make it an aspirational place so people also want to be able to work with you at a higher level, just to be able to interact with the people who are in that group. And again, you can make the decisions whether access to that group is lifetime, or which normally it won't be at that level, or if it is associated with their being part of a program. Okay, I hope that that has helped you to be able to work through a decision process so that you know if a Facebook group and what type of Facebook group is the best solution for you to be able to provide support for your clients as they go through your programs. Now, if you would like some help on even structuring what are your offerings, what are your programs, if you'd like to get super clear on things like what is the transformational journey that I take my clients on, what are the steps that journey is, and how do I uniquely help them? If you'd like then how to be able to position that so you have a trademarkable language, you have a trademarkable system that sets you apart from everybody else, and then how do you structure that into your offerings so that you really stand out from everybody else in your marketplace. And then to make that so you can make your sales, so you've got a really fantastic presence online, how you've got a great content strategy that fits in with your sales, and a list building strategy that works for you. If you would like help to get all of that foundational work done in your business in as short a time as possible with my support, then let me know, baby. That's what the Attract Your Tribe Accelerator program is all about. And so you will see links down below to be able to find out a bit more about the program, and we can just hop on the phone and see if it's right for you. I can answer your questions and I'll see if it is right for you. If it's not, I'll let you know, and I may have other ways I can help you, but that's the best way for us to find out. So the links are down below here if you are on the website. Otherwise, go to romanceyourtribe.com/AYTA, or lowercase. That stands for Attract Your Tribe Accelerator. So AYTA, romanceyourtribe.com/AYTA, and you can get all the info, see if the program's right for you. And let's just totally get this fantastic, simplified but powerful system set up so you can just get out there and make the difference you are meant to make. So if that sounds right, I'd love to hear from you. As well, I'd really like to hear from you. Has this helped you make a decision? If it has, tell me what your decision is down below. I'd really, really like to hear. If you already run a Facebook group for your clients and you have some experience, some things that you have learnt from choosing the best model or not choosing the best model, or a reality check on what's involved, I'd love to hear your comments as well. So leave those down below, because that will help other people who may be watching or listening to this podcast. They can be learning from your experience as well. So that would be wonderful if you have some nuggets of wisdom to share as well with everybody here. And please pass this on to any of your friends. And if you've enjoyed this episode, I'd really appreciate if you would go to iTunes, or if you use a different podcast directory, that's cool. But go over there and give an honest feedback. I would really appreciate if you would give a rating and give a comment. That means a hell of a lot to me. It helps other people to be able to find me and for me to help them as well. Okay, bye.